You know, it always stings to lose a game to an NFC East rival. But when you see, the young quarterback in his 5th start as a professional come out in a hostile environment and take one of the best teams, if not the best team in football, down to the wire. I mean, what more can you ask for? Yes, of course you could ask for a victory, which to this moment, I'm actually still surprised that Ron Rivera didn't go for 2. And the only reason I say that is based on the history that he has. Everybody knows him as Riverboat Ron. I mean, what is he now? It really does bring a little bit of a debate up, if you think inside your brain, which one would you trust more? Getting the ball back on a 50-50 coin toss and then being able to drive all the way down the field and score. Mind you, if you kick a field goal, the other team gets the ball back and gets to try also. Or do you try the 2-point conversion that's right there in your face, like 72 inches away? I didn't say I was upset. I was just saying I was surprised. When you think about that coach and the decisions he's made when a game's been on the line, 2-point conversion or not. At any rate, Sam Howell was sacked 5 times yesterday, and I wanted to take a look at all 5 of those sacks and a few other plays. So with that said, let's just hop right in. I'm going to take a look at this first sack from this angle. Number 52 for Philadelphia comes in on a really well-timed blitz here, and Antonio Gibson appears to have picked him up, but in the process, he's able to bump a little bit on Nick Gates, and it just throws Nick Gates off of his block, and then 41, of course, is then wide open to come in on top of Sam. And that's Nicholas Morrow, 41, and Zach Cunningham, number 52. But 52 is able to get in there and do his job, really honestly get the dirty work done. But for me, if you want to get a real look at how this play went, you have to look at it from the top of Sam Howell's drop back. And as you see right here, Sam's ready to throw the ball, but absolutely nobody is set and ready for him to throw it to. Keep in mind the first down marker is up here around the 31. I believe what was going on here is Sam was trying to throw the ball to Terry McLaurin. But Sam actually read the defense there, and I believe he looked over there and saw Slay and thought Slay may be getting ready to try, to make a play on that ball, which he may have, in fact, tried. You watch it back again, you'll see that he kind of hovers over a little bit. In the past, Slay has made a career out of doing stuff like that. But, of course, in the middle of all that hesitation, this happened. I have absolutely no clue what Sam Howell could have made out of this play right here, but I do know that he was trying to come up into the pocket a little bit better when he trips over Charles Leno's foot on this sack. But I also know this is what he was looking at the top of his drop back. And it's just our luck that Sam is concentrating on the wrong side of the ball, because as you see over here on this side of the ball, Curtis Samuel is wide open coming across the side. Sam looks like he might be trying to climb the pocket here. I'm not really sure if he was going to dump that off to Logan Thomas after he got to the top of it, or if he was just going to run towards Logan and try to get some extra yardage there. Not real sure, but as you see, it had no chance once he tripped over Charles Leno. And of course, Fletcher Cox over there with that chop and swat move right there. It's almost like an old school Reggie White hump move, but he makes that move in, and there's nowhere for Howell to go. Cox has actually gotten really good at this right here. At 41's right place, right time. I believe he had 3 sacks on the day, which is incredible for a guy that I don't even think he was on the original roster at the beginning of the year. I think he came off the practice squad. Now looking at the other angle where Sam's at the top of his drop back, I can't help but think that he's trying to look at Curtis Samuel going out this direction, which Samuel is going to be open there for a second. Of course, the problem is that Fletcher Cox was pressing down on him so much that at that point right there, there was absolutely no way for him to be able to hit Curtis Samuel. It is 3rd down, and there are 2 guys here in the center of the field, too, that were somewhat open. And before Sam has a chance to react, he's sacked. Which, again, Fletcher Cox is the catalyst to all of this. He's the one that gets in there and breaks all of it up and makes this play right here happen for Philadelphia. Now, I've heard some quote-unquote experts on Twitter talk about this and say that Sam should have hit Jahan Dotson across the middle. As I look back at the replay here, it kind of looks like to me that once he sees Jahan coming across the middle, it's too late because Reddick is already pressing down on him. Leno has lost the block on his man, and the entire pocket is gone. Now, I have it slowed down right here, but if I did it in real time, this right here will show you how fast that play went. Sam literally has a split second to make that throw. And if you watch Hassan Reddick over there, he does a nice little chop rip move, and there's absolutely nothing that Andrew Wiley's going to do with that. We've already seen that Andrew Wiley is not capable of blocking anyone that has that type of skills, especially with the guy that gets that low and even with the play. You know, there's no way that Wiley's going to be able to stop that. And pretty much at the same time on the other side, Leno pretty much lost control of his guy, and it was like meet at the quarterback moment. Now, if you watch it back from this angle, from the top of Sam Howell's drop back, first of all, here's the first down marker. There is one man looking at him, and it's right here. As the play starts off, he's watching this receiver here, and that's where the play is supposed to go. But right about there, Sam starts looking at Jahan Dotson. By the time Dotson breaks, Sam can already feel the pressure and is already folding. If you look further at the play, you could actually see that Brian Robinson had a problem with his block as well, and 52 was able to come up and get into Sam as well, which left Sam no choice but to just hit the deck. Which leaves us with this sack right here, and I blame Antonio Gibson 100% on this play right here. There's absolutely no excuse for him to not put some sort of chip on 41 before he goes out. Of course, you can't miss Hassan Reddick over there on the edge with that little club rip move that gets him around the side and right at Sam as Murrow is making the sack. Just not a good moment for our protection plan at all right here. And here's Sam at the top of his drop back from the other angle, and the reason why I show this is so you can see what Sam sees right when it's time for him to get rid of the ball. And as you see right here, Reddick has already made his move around the edge, and 41 has already made his move and is getting ready to try to hit home too. Also notice nobody's turned around looking at Sam ready for the ball to be to them. You have to make sure that your young quarterback has an outlet if the play breaks down. But at the same time, the intended outlet player can't miss any blocks on his way out into the field either. In the end, Sam holds onto the ball instead of trying to press it and getting it intercepted. And if you watch where Sam's eyes were headed and you take the clip a little bit further, you could see the player that he was trying to target. I'm sorry for harping, y'all, but Andrew Wiley should feel ashamed of himself. How this man is claiming $8 million on his tax returns is a big mystery to me. I don't understand how anybody thought this guy was worth that kind of money. If it was Eric Bieniemy that recommended him, he should have known already. The man gave up 40-some pressures last year and either 8 or 9 sacks, which was like the most for a tackle. But Hassan Reddick just shames him. I mean, that's just a little simple inside move right there, y'all. That's nothing special at all. Did Wiley even put a hand on him? The man just goes right around him. Now, if this had been a running play, it'd have been blown up in the backfield for a loss. And if Sam had not had a quick hitter right here lined up already for this play, this would have been a big hit on the quarterback by Reddick. If he doesn't at least improve, Andrew Wiley is going to get somebody hurt. You know, Brian Robinson Jr. is a tough guy, and he has gotten a lot of publicity in the last year and a half about how tough he is. But I'm going to tell you one thing that a lot of people miss is the good blocks that he puts down on certain plays. Now, I know that I'm one that has come on here and have pointed out a lot of times when people miss blocks, but that's a good block right there. And it gives Sam Howell a couple moments to be able to get his brain going and to be able to run out of the pocket and avoid a sack. And also, it was nice to see Sam slide. All those green jerseys all around him, he's able to dart his way through traffic, get a couple yards. Another example of Wiley unable to hold Reddick on the edge. Thankfully, Sam gets rid of the ball here. Now, plays like this make me worry about Sam Howell's future in this league, man, because this kid has got a lot of heart and very little fear for the opponent. But as you see right here, this is definitely a recipe for injury eventually. I mean, and he gets slammed to the ground there, which I thought was a bit excessive. But yeah, I mean, look at him. He ain't afraid of that. Now, this right here is just a good play all around. It's a good play call. It's a good pass rush coming at him. The offensive line does what they can to try to give Sam enough time to get rid of it. And it's a hell of a catch by Logan Thomas, who takes a hell of a hit from a defender who gets flagged for that hit, I might add. But this is a bang, 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 all types of shit going on in this play right here. And it turned out positive for us. Generally, this kind of play turns out negative for us. But as you see, 93 is able to put his hands up and into Sam at the end of that play. This play right here, the entire right side of the line just gets overrun. And guys, Philadelphia has some monsters on that front four, okay? So keep that in mind when you watch this film right here. But Sam's able to barely get rid of that. And it damn near turned into a turnover right there, which would have been horrible at that point in the field, at that point in the game too. Now I show this play right here because I wanted to express how tough Brian Robinson Jr. is and how tough it is for opposing defenses to bring this guy down. I mean, look, bop, 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 bop. And then he fumbles, which I was screaming at the television when that happened. But thankfully, Terry was able to get on the ball. We really needed that score at that point in that game. This would have gone from a tough-nosed run to a, oh my friggin' God, what the hell just happened if we wouldn't have recovered that? You know, I keep hearing people talk about rumors of Jonathan Taylor being traded and then Washington being one of the teams that pops up, surprise, surprise, which really doesn't make any sense if you're thinking about it, because all we do is complain about the ball not being run enough with this team. And Jonathan Taylor wants to be on a team where he's the centerpiece and gets a 3 down back role. There is no place for a bell cow back on the Washington Commanders roster. But why would you want to go away from Brian Robinson anyway? I mean, this guy is tough as nails. He's going to go out there and get you that 3 to 6 yards that you need just about every time. Number 94 Sweat from the Eagles makes one hell of a move behind the rest of his defensive line right here and damn near get Sam on this play. Thankfully, Howell was able to read this and get rid of it in time. That Philly defensive line is well coached and knows what they're doing in and around the football. A couple weeks back, I made a video about Antonio Gibson and his fumbling issues, or was it still an issue? Since then, he's fumbled again, and then there was this play right here, which had me sitting there like, oh my God, thankfully he got that. Ugh. Why Sadiq Charles here snatch and grab Jalen Carter, the all-world defensive tackle that every single announcer in the world can't stop talking about? He puts him right on the ground, nice little snatch and grab. Boom, take that. I love seeing offensive linemen doing these snatch and dump plays right here. I mean, he just prototypically grabs him and just snatch and dumps his big ass right there. Look, nothing better than me to see one big man take another big man and put him on the ground like that. This play right here was just one hell of a play on the ball by Darius Slay. But 52 kind of gets away with a little chop to Sam's throat there. Like, what is that, my guy? But Slade just makes a good play on that ball. On this play right here, Sam Cosmi slides out just a little bit too wide to help Andrew Wiley on that edge. And when he does, number 52, his man slides right through that gap. Thankfully, Gibson's able to spin off of him, but then, the next defender steps up and gets him. Cosmi looked a little silly on this play right here. Fletcher Cox just pulls that cross chop out again and just puts it to work. He damn near single-handedly messes this play up. Thankfully, Sam's able to make the play. Nice quick trigger finger, nice quick read too. Now, while Cosmi got worked on this play, Sam was able to get it away, so no harm, no foul. Headsy play by Sam here. He moves out of the pocket, goes on the run, and he's able to complete the pass to Antonio Gibson, who actually makes one hell of a catch there in traffic. Sam again, very next play, able to avoid the pressure again and able to slip the pocket and get out of there and actually get a couple positive yards instead of taking a sack. And now Charles Leno damn near gets worked on this stunt right here by Jalen Carter. But Sam Howell, being the man that he is able to dip and slip this thing right in between the two of them and not even get hit. Do y'all see that play right there? Watch it again. Dip and slip in between two of them. Dip and slip between the two of them. Look at that. Look. Underneath the two of them, y'all. Look at that. And able to come out the other side and get a couple positive yards. This is also the play where he was hit out of bounds. I don't know what it is. Was it a target on his side for people to just come up and hit him? I know a lot of Eagle fans were saying that they thought that he was in bounds when he got hit right there. It's really close, man. But the guy that does hit him, he does wait till his foot's down to kind of put his pads on him and push him. So he might have had an argument up to the push point when he pushes him, he shoves him right there. Sam does look to extend plays a little bit too close to the sideline for my likings. Again, where are those folks at that want to trade for Jonathan Taylor, that don't want to hold on to Brian Robinson and that rookie contract and the beast that this young man is? This guy's literally in his second season. He hasn't even fully maturated yet. Look at this. He's already getting nice 15 to 20 yard touchdown runs against real Super Bowl contenders. And people actually think that we should trade for a bell cow running back that's going to expect 2 to 3 times the carries? Come on, y'all. They just trying to sell clicks with Washington on the front of it. That's all they're doing. Do you really think that they're going to go out and get another running back with the running backs they already have on the roster? If they do, I'll be the first one on here ranting and raving. And you know, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. One thing that absolutely terrifies me about Sam Howell is when he slips the pocket and starts off downfield. It always worries me because this kid sees open yardage and he does not think about sliding ever. And sometimes it leads to him taking some stupid hits, man. And that right there was one of them. He could slide right there and get a nice gain. I don't know why he tried to extend it further. He got another, 3 yards? That could have cost him a shoulder injury or whatever the case may be. I know he's tough, but damn. At all costs, Sadiq Charles was not letting Carter through that line right there. The man did a spin move on him. He said, oh, hell no, I will put you to the ground. I don't know if he just lost his balance or not, but as much hell as I give Andrew Wiley, I have to point out when he actually has Reddick and throws him to the ground. As you see right there, he put Reddick in the dirt. Let's give credit on that one play right there. I'd love to see that every play from 71. You know, on this touchdown pass to end the regulation, I have to say, I was not expecting Jahan Dotson to be able to be open down there in the end zone with like 3 guys covering him, and for Sam to be able to just easily just toss it right on in there and get this touchdown. He did this like he was a 4 to 5 year vet. Like he's been doing this for years, and it's not his first time ever coming down at the end of a game against an NFC East opponent. He really did that like he's been out there for years. And Dotson made a hell of a catch too. Now look, folks, I'm not ready to hit any type of panic button yet. This team is 2-2, and it's kind of right where we all thought they might be at this point in the season. They're still learning. They're still adapting to the system that they're in. Don't forget, it's not only the offensive line's 4th game last Sunday against Philadelphia, it's also Sam Howell's 5th start in his career and Eric Bieniemy's 4th game called with this set of personnel. Growing pains are going to happen. But I feel like after watching that football team this past Sunday and then watching this film, I feel like this team can hang with just about any team if they play like they did this past Sunday. Now keep in mind that means turnover-free football. And I've heard a whole lot of people talking about the defense, and no, I'm not too happy about the defense either. But keep in mind the teams that they've been playing as well. Buffalo and Philadelphia have 2 of the best offenses in the league. Now don't get me wrong, while I believe that team took a huge step this past weekend, they still lost the football game. But that also means that they left that field with that little bit of bitter taste in their mouth, knowing that they're good enough to beat that team and that they'll face that team in just a few weeks once again. This time, of course, it'll be at FedEx Field. And those guys know where they are as a unit, and they know where they want to be in the future as a unit moving forward. I fully believe that Eric Bieniemy is going to get that offense right. I will say I'm not so happy with all the shotgun dropbacks. I'm not so happy with all that. I would like to see a little bit more under center. That could be just me. I like traditional football a little bit better. He seems to be instituting a little bit of a pass-happy scheme. But you want to know something? Sam Howell seems to fit it. And if Howell keeps improving each week, that's what we're looking for. We're trying to put week 3 in the rear view just as far away as it can get. They need to build off what they did against the Eagles, and of course, they still have to do better. To me, giving up 5 sacks is still unacceptable. That's just, to me, that's still unacceptable. But at the same time, 31 points against a top-flight defense in the NFL should have been enough to win that football game as well. Just my 2 cents. At any rate, let me know what y'all thinking down in the comments, and please, if you got a second, make sure to hit that thumbs up before you leave. Y'all take it easy. Peace.